Here's another one of my favorite stories called The Greatest. It's a song that was written and performed by Kenny Rogers, the late Kenny Rogers. We lost him recently, just in the last few weeks. And Kenny Rogers sang a song called The Greatest. And when I first heard that song, the first thing that came to my mind was, that's how we coach kids. And here's how that song goes. It's about a young boy that's outside playing baseball by himself. He's got his bat over his shoulder, he's got the ball. And he tosses a ball up in the air and he swings, misses, strike one. Bends down, picks up the ball, throws it up in the air again, swings, misses, strike two. The kid is not deterred. He bends down, he picks up the ball, and he throws it up in the air for the third time. He swings, and there's a pause in the song. Strike three. And he picks up the ball, and just as he's picking up the ball, his mom calls him home, and it's time to go home for dinner. And so he's walking home, he's got his ball in his hand, he's got his bat over his shoulder, and he says to himself, I had no idea I was such a good pitcher. And that, to me, is how we coach kids. A lot of times we are coaching kids to be batters, and we see them striking out all the time. But maybe that kid's a pitcher. We've got to change our focus as coaches, is we've got to see the batter and the pitcher in a kid. You might have kids on your team that cannot score for the life of them, but maybe they can defend. So rather than having anything to do with striking out on the offensive end, get excited about how they're a pitcher on the defensive end. I've got kids who are tremendous athletes that can run up and down the floor, but they can't shoot. I've never told those kids they can't shoot, but I've always told those kids what a great athlete they are and their ability to get up the floor. When we have the basketball, man, you run like the wind because you are a gifted athlete. And that kid gets up the floor and gets some layups for us. All right, and they miss some layups too, but they're getting up the floor. I encourage every one of you as coaches to look at the greatest in all your kids. Our kids aren't just batters. They're not going to strike out. They're also going to be able to pitch. Great story. Thanks to Kenny Rogers. Rest in peace, my friend.